All right. Let's see if we are live. Yes. Welcome, 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 everyone. How are you today, this afternoon? Is my camera dark? Welcome, Farida, James. Who else we got out there today? Who else do we have out there? Farida, where you from? Queen Lee. Happy Friday, everyone. Happy Friday. By the way, as always, when we're getting started, put your name in the chat. Let us know that you're out here. Looks like my camera's a little bit bright. I've got a sun coming out through my window. Let me adjust my camera settings. Turn it down a little bit so it's not so bright. Is that better? K Ray in the building. All right. Let me adjust my settings. I didn't get a chance to pull down. We're actually going to do this live on the spot. Let us know again the industry you're in, the city and state that you are currently at, what business that you're trying to get in terms of the government contracting space. I want to talk to the people out there. Yeah, I know. There's a lot of, because I actually, right here is a big window. Look at that. Can you see my hands? Like there's a huge, it's bright. And I have my blinds down. Maybe I have to put those dark ones in. Okay, I'll turn it down some more. Okay. All right. Is that better? Hey, Rita, how are you? Maurice Anderson, Atlanta, Georgia. Tell me your industry. I want to know who do we have this afternoon that's fascinated with government contracting, that wants to learn more. Because, again, I wanted to actually talk to you, and we want to discuss your business, right? So, again, when we're pulling down these opportunities, I'd love to use regular people, real people as examples. So definitely let me know. Geez, you're in Florida. Seems like the sun is, yeah, right? The sun is like screaming. I agree with you, right? No, man, listen, I'm sure. Let me look. If we go outside right there, let me see what the temperature is. Let me see. It says it's 85 degrees right now, okay? So it's 85 degrees, cloudy conditions. I don't know, let's say. But let me know who's out here watching. I see 13 people. Thanks for joining us. Tell me again, Queen Lee, I know you, but other people don't know you. They don't know your business. Tell me what your business is, your space, your industry, because when we're going through and we're pulling down actual results, we're going to actually go through and look at real items. So again, I don't come in here. We're not doing hypothetical situations. We're going to do real items. That's what I do. I don't play with like what maybes, possibilities. We're going to the real items. And so again, when I make content, I like to use real people, real examples, real stories in my content, because I truly believe in authenticity. And again, we have the latest opportunities that were lost from the previous week, but we're going to tell you how you, right, can make up for that on the following term. So again, it's a brand new fiscal year. I know it seems odd because we actually, if you want to know first and foremost how to talk government lingo, this is actually fiscal year 2022, right? It's what they're calling it. So again, let us know who's out here. There's 15 people watching. Let us know who you are. Let us know your city or state, the industry that you're in, so we can talk to you. And I'm going to go ahead and get this thing set up. I didn't have the luxury of setting up earlier because I was actually on a Matchmaker event today. In fact, let me pull that up. I was on a Matchmaker event earlier this morning, and then doing all my other stuff that I do. It really just, let me pull up my thing. Interesting. I don't see the nice pretty flyer. Huh. Oh, there it is. Okay. So let me pull that up for folks out here real quick. Give me a second while you all are so respectfully putting your company names and company information in the chat so that we know who's out there. We want to know who you are. We want to know how we can help you. So definitely put that information in there while I am pulling up something else I want to share with you out here. Give me a second. Where is it? And I just started working with 2 screens, so bear with me. There it is. Okay, perfect. All right. Let's do that. So I was at this event. Why is it not showing my camera? I actually did this event earlier today. I don't know why it's not showing my camera. That's strange. But I was at this event earlier this morning where I spoke at a Matchmaker event for the SBA. So that's why I didn't get a chance to do a lot of preparation for this particular presentation today. But again, I love actually going through it with you. So I think it's going to be a lot of fun in terms of that we do this all together. So this should be great. I still see some people that haven't told me where they're at, what city they're in, and what their industry is. So I'm still looking for that information while we go through and get started using SAM.gov. And see, now it looks like it looks too dark in here. All right. The good thing is I actually have, so I don't know how many of you know this, but I have a DSLR camera on the other side of this. So I can turn it up and down. And like my man Brandon said, hit the like button. We definitely need more likes. We need interaction to push it out to the stratosphere. Let's see who we have here today. Justin, Salt Lake City. Justin, what do you do? What industry you're in? K-Ray, let's see. Maurice Anderson, Atlanta, Georgia. Gilbert, Fire Hydrant Repair Service Company, San Antonio, Texas. New York, trying to get into trucking. Okay, K-Ray, we just did some stuff on trucking. Wellington Bosch, Building Cleaning Services, Pressure Washing. Lawn Care Services. Rita, South Florida, connecting people to great resources like you. Oh, it's Rita. Hey, Rita. Okay, hold on. Hey, Rita. Yes, I know Rita. She's a wonderful, wonderful person. We actually did something with her. I don't even know if it's this week or last week. My weeks are running into each other. I feel like I'm online talking about this all the time. Kenny Lewis, Lewis Global Holdings. Robert's in the building. Who else we got here? Atlanta, Auto Dealer, Automatic Whips, Sweet. Clemmy's. Okay, you saw me on Erica's channel last night, checking in from Philly. So that's wonderful. Erica's people are already jumping on and learning. Bronde, I know who you are. Let's see, New Orleans, Janitorial, in fact. They got the 8A conference coming up next week. Who else? All right. So good stuff, healthcare field. Love it. I love it. So like I said, we're going to go through some actual real life examples today. And I'm going to show you what it is that I do. How do I do these things? I haven't done one of these bid opportunity videos in a while. Thought it'd be a great segment because, again, it is new fiscal year. So I love to go, and this is literally the presentation that I gave this morning. In fact, let me go ahead and set this up for folks out there. Let me go ahead and set this up so you can know. I have no idea why this stupid thing is not showing my camera. This is so disturbing to me. Why it's not showing my camera on this? It really does bother me. Yeah, it really does bother me why it's not showing my camera. But we will make do because as entrepreneurs and as business people, things don't always go the way that we plan them. So, okay, let me try it on this particular page. Perfect. So let me try it here and see. And this one should work. Let's see. Give me a second. Perfect. All right, that's what I wanted right there. All right, good stuff. Okay, excellent. So listen, we're going to use this real life example here. Fun stuff. Now, again, I'm taking it back a little bit, right? We're going back to 2018, and I'm taking you back a little bit. In fact, if Maria was here, she would tell me to zoom in, but she's working right now. So let me go ahead and zoom in for all the good people out there watching so you can see what I see on my screen. This is called, hey, Natasha, welcome. Whit Gray, Bo Walker, I see you. This is what's called a pre-solicitation. And Pre-solicitation, by the way, if you're not on our email list, join our email list. We talk about what the difference is between solicitation, pre-solicitation, source of RFI, all those wonderful things over here. Let me show you. When you come down and you're in SAM.gov, they talk about, you'll see here, notice types. You see all these wonderful things: source of sought, pre-solicitation, bundle requirements, solicitation, combined notice, award notice, justification, sale of surplus property. So we are actually, what we're looking at here is pre-solicitation. And the reason why I bring this up is because there's a story behind it, right? And like most things, there's a really good story that comes behind it. Before, right, you actually see the fruit, right, from the tree, you've got to plant the seeds. So I'm showing you, we're going backwards to show you where we started planting our seeds, and then I'm going to bring you forward into 2021 where we yield the fruit from those seeds. And so it's not just manifestation and affirmations, all this wonderful stuff. We're actually doing work. And so a lot of the contracts that you see that I have today, the things that I talk about, those came as a result of things that I did in 2018 and 2019, believe it or not. And so I say that because I say this to you is stay the course, don't give up, because this is a long game. Not saying that I didn't receive contracts my first month, second month, third month, I did. But the larger projects that I frequently discuss on my channel and on this particular YouTube are the ones that came as a result of things that I did, actions in 2018. And so that's why we're setting you up to show you this as a result. So again, this project came out as a pre-solicitation Cotton Mills Museum window replacement project back in 2018. And we actually responded to that. And when it was a RFI source of sought, we responded to that notification, letting the government know that we were capable and we were qualified, right? And we're going to show you that today in the latter part of this video. So we actually responded to this. We sent them a letter of intent. How many people out there know what a letter of intent is? Anybody out there know what a letter of intent is? When you're responding to source of sought notices, a letter of intent, LOI, right? Show a thumbs up if you know it. If you don't know it, put a question mark. So we actually responded to this particular solicitation. When it was an RFI, we responded to it with a letter of intent saying that we can do the work. We didn't get the project. However, what it did do was it allowed us to market our business, our organization, to the Department of Interior, which is the National Park Services. Does that make sense to people out here? Does that make sense? That's right. Natasha, shows you're serious. Brian, watched my video. Yep, good stuff. Kay Ray says, what? Antoine, put in the work. Amen. Make sure to hit the like button, hit the like button, hit the like button. Yes. Bo Walker, just heard about it in your video of the day. Perfect. Good stuff. Who else? Yes. Okay, good. So we actually, when this was an RFI, responded with it. They actually put it out for public bid. But, so the good thing was the government was aware that we could do the project. Don't worry, Gilbert. We're just getting started, so no worries. We're just getting warmed up. 34 people in the room. Hit the like button, please. We need this to push this content out so that we can share it with all of these wonderful people out there. Because again, we have the best content out there. However, my packaging is not so great. So because my packaging is not so great, it's not getting pushed out into the world. So I was basically, Gilbert, for those of you who are just coming on now, I spoke this morning at an event. And so I'm basically laying up the foundation for what we're going to discuss momentarily. And so ultimately what happens is the Department of Interior got a chance to know our name. We ended up bidding this project, Cotton Mills. We successfully won the project. It was around $2.9 million. But let me tell you what happened, right? So we actually won this project. And the government actually specified a certain type of window manufacturers to use in this particular project. And on the list of window manufacturers, we actually went with one of the manufacturers that was recommended on the list because this project was to replace 335 windows. Can you see that? Let me highlight it. See if I can bring it up some. So the project was to replace 335 windows. That was the nature of the project. And so we actually, and again, that's back when they were on FBO. So it was replaced 335 windows and 26 existing wood windows. And so ultimately, when we came out with our numbers, it was around $2.9 million. The government gave us 4 manufacturers to work with. Of the 4 manufacturers, we chose one that we had a relationship with. And then when we went to actually submit for approvals on the specifications, we were denied. And so we had to switch manufacturers, and that manufacturer's price increased 6 figures. I'll say that. I don't want to say the number because it's painful. The price increased 6 figures was a price increase. Nevertheless, we still had room in there to make money, so we still did make money in the job. We pulled it off, did a successful job. They gave us an extension to this project. So they gave us another 130 windows, which is another $800,000. I don't remember the exact details of the modification. We did that, and so we were able to pull it off and show them that we could do work. We continued along this path of responding to sources sought from the Department of Interior and National Parks in late 2018, 2019. And I don't have the slides here fully complete, but I will show you that as a result, and I gave this in my presentation today, as a result of doing this, systematically responding to sources sought notices, right? Not giving up. I didn't harass the contracting officers. I didn't harass the folks. After systematically responding to sources sought notices with the Department of Interior, National Parks, letting them know who we were, letting them know our capabilities, that we would bid as a prime. Today, this picture literally got sent to me this morning. We are now, and if again, you could Google it, we are now have a team. This was actually a negotiated project that was sole sourced to us to redo the Bunker Hill Monument down in Boston. And so now we're redoing this monument. These are some pictures from the project site that were actually sent by my project manager today. And you can Google the National Monument looks like. In fact, let's switch back over to this other screen and let me see if I can actually pull it up for you guys. I know I showed me food. There you go. That's what it looks like. So this is a really good picture of the monument. And around it, all the steps are deteriorating. This is obviously a historical site. Department of Interior, National Parks, right? Historical things. All the stairwells that lead up to this, they've had problems with stairwells. And so here, let's take a look at the stairs that were taken out and replacing. So the reason, again, the reason why I share this with you and I show you these things is because how did we get there? What did we do to get there? That's what we want to talk about in today's lesson. How do we get there? What did we do to get there? Business development consulting, that's correct. Is it difficult to, and let's talk about, what's up? Mike, go forward. How are you? Warm it up, share. That's right, Natasha. Good stuff. Who else? Somebody look like, yeah. Well, that's what happens. And you're going to hear me. I'm going to start using this term more often because I want you guys to use the term. Sometimes you got to eat crap sandwiches, right? So sometimes I've met with people in government and they said, look, sometimes you're going to eat turd sandwiches. And so that's what happens. But again, we want to be smart about it. We want to understand and we want to be able to deliver to the customer and help them fulfill the mission. And so again, that was our very first project working with them. Since that time, we've done we've probably been awarded close to $10 million in work from them, from this one agency in the same area. So again, listen, go ahead. You can put the poop symbol in the chat room, okay? If you've ever eaten a turd sandwich before, go ahead and put the poop symbol in the chat room if you've ever eaten a turd sandwich. I've eaten a whole bunch of them. Sometimes, you can put mayo, you can put some mustard on it. But again, I just want to share this because do not think that even myself with 10, 12 years of experience, I'm exempt from these types of things happen. This happens to all of us out here. This is part of the process. But what do they say that makes entrepreneurs, right? Persistence, right? It makes it, look, my man put one in there. I mean, you have to hang in there when it gets tough, right? You got to be smart. You can't cry. You can't go tell somebody. You have to be resilient, and say, okay, how do we work this out? And so at the end of the day, man, that's right, mustard and mayo. At the end of the day, we were able to come back around, and now we were awarded $10 million in contracts. And today, even on that monument project, that project that we're looking at now, the Bunker Hill one, is $1.3 million. By the way, just for everyone's edification, this is all public information. So anyone and everyone can go out and check this, look this information up, and you could do a search in FPDS to find out who it is. So like alkaline, doesn't matter. Sometimes you got to do it, then laugh all the way to the bank. That's right, Yvette. Perfect. So let's talk about, right, missed opportunities. And a lot of you would have probably given up or quit or walked away, and then you wouldn't be telling that story that I'm telling today, that after that one mishap, you picked up $7 more million in additional contracts. So I'm the people's champ. I'm here for the people. Like I said, I teach everyday people how to win extraordinary contracts. I tell you all the time, I want the C students. I don't want the nerdy people that overthink. I want the people that are going to go out there and get in the arena. So you'll hear me say that all the time, and that's the people I'm looking for. So let's jump in and let's talk about sources sought. And let's look at the opportunities that came out. This is something that I frequently do, and I haven't done it, probably months. I'm here on SAM.gov. Everyone should know SAM.gov. And let me go in. Notice types. Sources sought. Now on here, it doesn't give me a date range. Okay, up here, dates. So let's go back, and I'm going to do a custom date range, and I'm going to go back last week, the 4th through the 11th. Perfect. All right. And so here you'll see 201 results, 4th through 11th. K-Ray said, I'm definitely a C student. I love it, K-Ray. Awesome. You're the person I want. Perfect. Oh, Janice Holloway. Welcome, Janice. All right, so there's 201 results for sources sought notices. And again, even at the SBA Matchmaker event, if you're just joining on, even at the Rafa, welcome, Rafa. Even at the SBA Matchmaker event, where I was dressed up all nice and professional, I was like, oh, I'm Eric Coffey from GovCon Giants. Even today at the SBA Matchmaker event, this is what I talked about. This is what we discussed at the SBA event today. I just went through a presentation. I didn't go through, I went through real life scenarios on things that I had done in the past. But today, with you live, we're going to look at this together. And that's why I said, tell me, for the new people coming on, tell me your city, state that you are in, and also let me know the industry, what industry that you're trying to get into, or the industry that you want to work with, whether it's aerospace, let me know, because then when we're looking through these results, we can find something that makes sense. And then based on that, we can go in and I'll pull it down, and we're going to actually talk through real examples. If anybody has ever seen these bidder notification videos that I've done in the past, I actually go through real life examples. So we're going to pull this down, and we're going to pull a real life example. So again, if you let me know your industry, the state that you're in, then in the chat, that'd be helpful. And then that way we can pull out real life examples. And also, if you've ever eaten a poop sandwich or a turd sandwich, let me know. That's why you see all the symbols up there, the poop symbols, because we've eaten those kind of sandwiches. And again, but it's more about sticking with it. And even her name was, let me pull her name out, Diane Dempsey, who spoke today from BAE Systems. She talked about that, sticking with it. So let us know who you are, so then when we pull out, we can get to real life examples. Now, someone asked a question, what's the difference between sources sought and pre-solicitation? So when you do pre-solicitation, that's letting you know that a solicitation is about to come out. A sources sought notice is they're still doing the market research phase, where they're determining how to position that particular opportunity. What's the difference? Well, at the point where something is a sources sought, they don't have to put it out for bid. So based on the sources sought notices, they actually can then sole source you the project. For my people who was on last night when we did the show with Erica from Classy Klein, so when we look at this particular chart here, from a sources sought notice, they can give you a credit card purchase, They can give you a micro purchase, or they can give you a simplified acquisition procedures. So all of this stuff means limited bidding and sole source opportunities. So if you do not respond to sources sought notices, if you're not looking at sources sought notices, you're missing out on all the stuff that everyone out there claims they're looking for, all the stuff that you claim that you want. So this is why the 40 people watching, the thousands that are going to watch later, that's just why. Oh, Rafa, I know you ate one of those turd sandwiches. I know your story. But you stuck into it, Rafa, and you ended up with 7 contracts afterwards. By the way, another reason why you want to tell us who you are, because you have people that are watching right now, like Rafa Gifford, who's one of our successful students who was featured on our podcast as a 7-time contract winner, who's now is mastering the art of soul sourcing. So you don't know who's in the room, who's on this chat with you. So if you don't tell us who you are, you don't tell us what you do, you can't get help. So again, the reason the sources sought is going to allow you to potentially fall into this range of simplified acquisition, micro purchases, and or credit card purchases. Now, so that hopefully that answers the question. All right, go back over here to the window. So there's 201 results, and we could go through one by one and look at them and scroll down, right? And with the new SAM system, I think they changed it to where you can view. Let me see. So you could view. They've changed this new SAM where now they let you view, I think, up to 100 entries per page, which is really kind of neat. But I still like my old way better, where I actually export this information into an Excel sheet and I pull this whole thing up in Excel. So that's what I'm going to do. So I'm going to download this. See that? I'm going to click CSV. Are you following? Everybody's following? All right. So I'm going to save it. I'm downloading this now. It says download complete. All right. You can't see this screenshot because it's a window popping up. And I'm going to, let me get this. What's today's date? 10/15. All right. I'm pulling this up in Excel. You will have it momentarily. Give me a second. Let me just pull up in Excel. Bear with me. Keep talking to your fellow constituents over there while my Excel sheet is pulling up. All right. I've got my Excel sheet up. Now let me get this window. Let me get Excel on a window for you. Give me 2 seconds. I'm going to put it over here. Half browser. Nah, half PDF. Perfect. How's everyone? How's your Friday? Thank you for joining us. Really, thank you. I really do appreciate it. Honestly, honest to God. I value everyone's time. I respect everyone's time. And so I definitely want to make sure that we give you value for the time that you're going to spend. I'm big into value. If you haven't noticed that, anybody who's watching me on my channel, I'm huge into giving people tremendous value. So I do appreciate everyone out there. This is what it looks like when it comes into the Excel sheet. Let me make it bigger. It might be too small on some computer screens. All right. All right, good. So you can see it. So now, if you're just joining us, basically what I did was I took all of these 201 results and I clicked the actions button over here to the right. And I click actions and I went ahead and downloaded it and I pulled up in Excel. And so what you're seeing now is the Excel sheet of all the opportunities. Eric, why did you pull in Excel? Because I can do like this and scroll through all 200 opportunities with this little mouse I have just going up and down with the mouse. Sorry about that middle finger, that's not intentional. So I can literally scroll up and down and view all these opportunities in seconds. The other thing that I can do in Excel is I can hit Control F and I can search. And so if you put like trucking, somebody said truck, I can type in the word truck and it literally says right here, it will come up with those keywords. So these are things that you can't do in SAM.gov. You can search, you can filter, you can actually literally type in the word trucking and pull it up. Now, this is where we start to have fun. All right, this is why I wanted everyone to put in the chat what it is they do. So let me go in. I'm gonna go back to the chat and see what do we have in here. All right, let's see what do you have in here. Let's see who's in the chat and what industries we have, so that way we can search. Let's see. My man Witt says, I love aerospace. Okay, we'll keep aerospace in mind. We got a couple truckers in here. Chicagoland, supplying. Hey, Sherry, what's up? Sherry, I saw that you made a comment on that video today on making phone calls. So let's see. Who else? Trucking. My father contracted with General Dynamics for like a decade. Okay, so Natasha likes aerospace. We got a couple aerospace people in here. Who else? Judy from New York, novice to government contracts. Thank you for your good info. No problem, Judy. Thank you for commenting. Make sure you guys like the content. Make sure to hit the like button so we can share this. I'm late. Don't worry, Rainer. Don't worry about being late. We're just getting into the thick of things. So good stuff. Let me know again if you're late. You're just joining us. Put in the chat the industry that you're in and the state, the city and state that you're from, so we can actually pull off real life examples. So I see a couple of trucking people in here. I see some aerospace folks in here. Let's go through. And by the way, if you see something that you like, stop me, okay? Stop me, because this is your time. I want everyone to get tremendous value out of this. So if you see something that you like, stop me and we'll take a look at it. And if I see something, we're gonna actually go back in. So just so we can lay this up for everyone. We're pulling out Excel. I'm gonna grab an example. We're gonna go back over to SAM, put it in, find out what the requirements are, and we're gonna walk through this example together, all right? So just for everyone that's just joining us now, we are on SAM.gov. We're pulling out opportunities, lost opportunities from the previous week. We're gonna go in, I've cross-referenced them here in Excel. We're gonna go back to SAM, pull down what the requirements are, and we're gonna go through that as well. So just for everyone that's coming on, so if you let me know your city, your state, and your industry, then we can identify some opportunities. If you see something that you like that's on here, let me know. We'll stop and we'll take a look at it. This is Friday for me, so look, I can ride out for at least a good another hour. And I ate. I'm good. I'm not hungry like the other night when I was live, so I feel pretty good. I just might need like a water break or something like that. But other than that, I'm pretty Gucci for now. So, all right. Iraq propulsion support system, laser cutting system, HVAC service contract for Syracuse. I kind of think I want to look at that one. I'm going to highlight it for now. Major science equipment suite, tow and dismantle disposal of Ardent, Scout, Champion. Oh, custodial services in DC. Did I hear we had some janitorial companies in here? I think we did. Let me know if you want to see that. Propulsion and power department, lab operations, maintenance support, stage 1 nodule control. Make sure to give me a thumbs up, give me a like if you like the content, if you like what we're doing. VA Enterprise, wide physician assistance, residency accreditation, digital field delight, I don't know what that is. Duct cleaning services, that's more HVAC. Leadership Institute request for information. I'm curious about this. Sounds like some sort of training. Lunar exploration. Okay, this is a follow-on MAC contract. A&E services. Where's that at? Okay. And again, by the way, this is another reason why I like Excel, because I literally just hit the down button and down instead of scrolling on that list. It just, I don't know. It's just easier for me to use, to navigate this information. And literally, I can cut and paste all this stuff. I could drop it into the chat right now. I could, like, if you wanted one of these notice ID numbers, I could literally copy it, paste it, and then drop it in the chat in 2 seconds. Whereas it's just a harder process. Repair HVAC dormitory, removal and disposal, spill response for petroleum. Did anybody see anything? Brandon, anybody in the chat see anything they like? Ukraine, I don't know why we're working in, I don't know what Ukraine is. I hope it's not literally working in the Ukraine, but it could be. It says Aerospace Management Systems Division. Yes, it's in Ukraine. Foreign Military Sales Branch. Anybody want to go to Ukraine? Hazmat, waste disposal, vibration control. Let's go back up. Office space in Pasadena, Texas. I heard we had somebody in San Antonio, Texas. Local guard services in India. Okay. So, it's interesting. That's a very good, this is good because so many people ask me, Eric, can I do contracts? I'm not a citizen. I'm not in this country. Da, 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 da. Yes, we do contracts everywhere. We've seen something from the Ukraine. We've seen something from India. Outreach and recruitment services. All right. Student outreach and recruitment. We're going to pull this up because I know that there's some people in here that are program managers, project managers that can put together a student outreach and recruitment who's done this in the past. Look, I hope that one person out of the 52 watching has done that in the past. I want to see it. Design build of an explosive ordnance facility in South Dakota. So I'll tell you a funny story about design build of these explosive facilities. I had a buddy of mine that used to build those types of facilities, and they would literally build this building, right? The government would then test explosives. They would blow it up, and then he had to build another building, and they just blow it up. And so he would build buildings, they blow it up. He build it again, they blow it up. Sounds like a pretty good business model to me. Metal containers. We actually have a lady that we work with that did $4 million in metal containers. So that could be a very profitable project if you know anything about metal containers. Recruiting, lease renewal. That's some occupied space. That's more of a realtor type deal. Extinguishers. Wait, I think we had someone last night that did fire extinguishers, or maybe it's today. By the way, give me a thumbs up and like it. Let me go to the chat and see if anybody wants me to pull any of the stuff down that we've reviewed. Let's see. We are going to do examples. Don't worry. Chieftain, my man Chieftain, welcome. Chieftain in the building. Anything in Georgia, South Carolina for construction. G-Dub, so we're looking at actual opportunities. I didn't look at the states. Natasha, grab your notebook. Good stuff. Hampton Roads, Virginia. Awesome sauce. Hydrant repair. There you go. All right, so hydrant repair. Oh, you got to leave the chat. Sorry, hydrant repair. Dang it. All right, cool. My brother just became a fireman, and he's EMS certified hazmat. Want to see if we can get any COVID-related contracts. Cool. Blessings, King, Eddie Holsey. Who else? Miss Wells, federal fireman, EMT myself, but you got to leave. Let's go. I'm packing for Ukraine. Natasha says you want to go to Ukraine. What site am I on to find this? We are actually, so we started here with SAM.gov, and I'll just walk back through the steps for the new people that are joining us now. We started here on SAM.gov, and I pulled down, there are sources sought notices. Let me pull it up. All right, you see where it says sources sought? So we put on the sources sought notices. We went to last week, the 4th through the 11th, and we generated 201 results, just as a recap. I went ahead from there. I clicked this actions button. All right. And on the actions button, I hit download, and I download this list, and I brought it over into an Excel sheet. Why did I bring it over to an Excel sheet? Because now I can scroll through all of these opportunities just like this. You can sort by this. You can search it. And it just makes it easier, much easier to navigate than trying to scroll on the actual website here. So it makes it a lot easier to actually navigate in Excel, and I hope that answers your question. But we are going to do real life examples. I'm looking for one that applies to someone that's in this chat so that we can have a dialogue personally, and we can actually pull down and walk through a real life example together. So, by the way, Lowell Determined, thank you for that. I appreciate it. Thank you so much for that. Much love. Appreciate you. All right. So we want real life examples from people out here. So definitely, if you see anything that you like, let me know. Eddie, I hope that answers your question. I'm going to keep going through the Excel. I got a couple things in yellow that I want to talk about, but I definitely would love to engage some of you. So let's see. Lunar Exploration Transportation Services. NASA. I was going to say that is transportation, but that's going out to space. So I don't think y'all transportation people could go to space just yet. Submarine repair. Architecture engineering services. Shoreline repair. Dormitory repair. HVAC. So if you said, like, for example, my man said Georgia, we could go back and see if there's any of these things in Georgia. But I didn't sort that because I'm sorting it based on the list that's here so that I could talk to the whole audience. But we can sort by state. So if you want to look it up by state, we could do that as well. But let's just go through so we can go through this and pull out some stuff for people. Property accountability assistance and training services at Fort Drum. That sounds very interesting. So again, this is actually a really good. I'm going to pull this up because there's a couple realtors in here, and realtors always ask me, Eric, what can I do in the government contracting arena as real estate? So I always want to encourage people to think outside the box. And the story that I give is I have a student that he did like marketing stuff. He did web design and graphics design, that kind of stuff. And the government put out solicitation looking for 5 graphic design people. And so he viewed that as a staffing contract. But I go, well, don't you have graphic design people on your team? He goes, yeah, but I want them to hire me, and then we do the graphic design. Unfortunately, the government doesn't always buy it the way that you want them to buy it. So, and a case in point is Stephanie, who was on the janitorial contracts live that we did last week. One of the things that she mentioned is when the government first looks for janitorial companies to do the work, if they can't find that, then they go to staffing and look for staffing companies that can provide the people. So they don't always put this out the way that you want it to be put out, so to speak. And this is a good example because here it says property accountability assistance and training. This to me sounds like a job for a realtor because property accountability seems like a realtor would be taking inventory of the property. But we're going to go ahead and actually look this up and see because I want to find out for myself. So let's go back over here to the big screen. This will be the first example that we pull up today. Let's go ahead and see what this is. Property accountability and assistance training. Let me open up in a new tab and see what is it that they're talking about. By the way, if you're just joining us, we are looking at lost opportunities last week that came out, and we're seeing how the people that are on the call and the people that are listening in the future, how you can apply this to your business. Originally, I gave some real life examples of this, and now we're just pulling down the scope. So again, we're looking here at sources sought notices, property accountability assistance and training services in Fort Drum. How many people know where Fort Drum is? All right. So process, physical distribution, logistics, consulting services out of Fort Drum, New York. Let's pull down. I'm going to actually pull down this draft POC. Save it in my folder. Live. Okay. Save this in my folder. All right. And then I'm going to have to switch windows, but no worries. I don't mind. So let's go back. I'm gonna actually put everything on this window. I'm gonna change my browser. And let's pull this up real quick. All right, so this is the source of sought notice. This is the draft that they put out. And again, let's just go back through. What we're looking at is this particular opportunity here, right? So we pulled it out. So again, we start off here, we went to here, and now this is the actual Word document. And so you'll see here it says source of sought notice. And what I want people to understand about these source of sought notices is this. If you look at it, right, and you look at the requirement, the interesting thing, and I think this is the reason why small business don't apply, is because it says that this notice is issued for planning purposes. And so you get discouraged. And you're like, well, Eric, I ain't got time to respond to this stuff because they only want to do for planning purposes. You're missing out on a huge opportunity to market yourself to the government without anyone else. Like, you're not in a conference, you're not in a show, you're not in an event. You're getting to put your information in the hands of the government person, unencumbered, without anything in between you and the buyer. So think about it from that standpoint. You are literally getting a chance to put yourself in front of the government buyer. How many people, isn't that what we want to do? Raise your hand if you want to put yourself, if you want to put your company's name and information in front of the buyers. Tell me who doesn't want to do that. I want to know out there. Isn't that the objective? Isn't that what we all want to do? So with this, we get a chance to put ourselves in front of the government buyers. Now, so just disregard with the fact that it says this is issued. Oh, wait, hold on. I think I got the wrong one up. Sorry, guys. All right, I got the general requirements. Hold on. All right, sorry. I got the wrong one up. I got the draft performance work statement. Let me pull up the source of sought notice. All right, this is what I was talking about. All right, so here, I apologize. This is what I was highlighting. So it says here that it's issued for information purposes only. And this is where a lot of small businesses become discouraged, right? Because they go, well, hey, Eric, I don't have time to waste. But this is better than you making phone calls and emails and trying to send out capabilities briefings or capability statements to unknown buyers. This is an actual government buyer who's requesting this information. Let me repeat it again. This is an actual government buyer who's requesting this information. Say it with me. This is a government buyer who's requesting this information. So when you claim that you want to get in front of government buyers, this is how you do it. All right, so ignore that. Don't be discouraged. This is easy. Easy. What does easy mean? We can all do it. So it asks you for your name of your firm, phone number, contact, email, DUNS, cage code, any type of certification, whether you're interested in competing for this requirement as a prime or not. All right. And then detailed experience regarding your previous experience. Indicate whether you're a prime or sub, complexity, time frame, commercial, pertinent certifications that will facilitate making a capability determination. This is going to be sent to my man, Avocation for Competition, Scott Cooks. This is his number. If you believe this action is unreasonably restricting competition, let him know. Look, identify any condition. Hold on. 49 people watching. When people say and they complain about the big guys taking the contracts and the big guys taking opportunities, it's because we are not doing our part. Look at what they wrote. Number 6 says, identify any condition or action that may be having the effect of an unnecessarily restricting competition with respect to this acquisition. So you get to write in your response, hey, I think this is not fair. Hey, I think this makes the little guys not be able to compete. That's beautiful. So that's what they actually want you to respond to. Now let's go back and figure out what it is that you're doing. So this is the performance work statement, and this is what they're looking for, because again, I thought this is real estate. I don't know, just my thoughts. This is non-personal service contract to provide property accountability services. Provide the appropriate amounts of qualified labor to effectively, efficiently perform property accounting services and training support at 6 separate brigade locations. Support shall be full-time property book office support at each brigade, property book office and supply operation across these offices, these brigades. The specific efforts are the task detailed in the document. Tells you the dates, tells you the time, tells you the schedule, tells you the requirement. Contract personnel. They want a project manager. All right. Supply policy below the national level using unit supply systems. So your contracted personnel must possess a minimum of 5 years experience in discipline and provide support, including functional areas. Tells you what they're looking for. I love when they tell me what they're looking for, because all you got to do now is go out and find it. All right, so this is not real estate. All right, this is not real estate. All right, we're closing this one out. We're going to go back over here to my Excel spreadsheet. By the way, let me go back to the room and take some questions from folks out here. Raina says Fort Drum and the World War II bunkers. Thanks for your time, dog. Yeah. All right, Eddie, go back to work. No problem. Thanks for coming on. Let's see, Eric. What if your company is a procurement company, so I can go for contracts in any field? I can provide competent work. Am I tracking? So, Rainer, if your company is a procurement company, sounds like to me, you provide procurement staffing, procurement people. Oh man, I forgot. I didn't bring me no water. All right, I gotta get some water. Hold on. I'm gonna put you guys here. Let me put you here real quick. I'm gonna just grab a bottle of water. I'll put you back here at the search list. So we can get. Give me 1 second. I just gotta grab a bottle of water real quick. Hold on. Okay, we're back. All right. So yeah, so Rainer, for me, when you say procurement company, it sounds like to me you're gonna be staffing procurement professionals. Let me know if I've got that right or wrong. Okay. All right. Notary services, Judy, Judy, and the notary services. I think you asked that last night, Judy. You know what, Judy? What I'll do for you, if you stay around, I will specifically look at notary services for you towards the end of this video. So let me get through this Excel sheet, and then we're going to go do an exercise on looking for notary services just for Judy for being on here today. Okay? Does that sound fair? Good stuff. All right. Kelvin, my man Kelvin from last night. Welcome back, brother. Kelvin's a smart guy. Look, if you don't know Kelvin Davis in the chat, get to know him. He's a smart, sharp individual. All right. So he knows his stuff. He was answering his stuff like fire last night. In fact, he was, sound like he was almost cheating. All right, let's jump on. Let's go back over here to Excel sheet. I didn't like that particular one. I thought it was for real estate. It wasn't. Student outreach. All right, let's try this. Student outreach. Come on. Just because these are things that I believe, or I want to believe, that people out here can do. So let's go back over here. Let's type in this. I copied and pasted my code. Come on, Sam. Oh, what happened? Looks like my thing. I don't know what happened to me. Come on. It's a little quirky system. No matches found. All right. Contract opportunities. No matches found. All right. Don't worry about it. All right, we'll look at contract opportunities. We'll go back. Notice type. Sources sought. Let's go back to our dates. So good. All the people who missed what we did earlier, you get to see what we did in the beginning. This is basically what we did in the beginning. We went back, pulled up the information, went from the 4th to the 11th. It's a good exercise to practice. If you're not comfortable with this website, get comfortable with it. Produce 201 results. So there you go. Now back on this screen, this particular opportunity was 909-201. I copied it, 909-2021. Jump back over here, and I tried to search it. It says no matches found. Interesting. I don't know why that happened to me. Interesting. Let's go back. All right, let's do this. I'm gonna do RFI student outreach. Let's see if we can search it by its name. I don't know why it's not pulling up. It is a little funky. If you look at how they wrote it on here, it's a little funky. All right, there it is. Oh, there's a 0 in front. You guys see that? Look, the 0 didn't show up on my screen. You see? 09. There it is. 09. All right. So there's 0 in front of it. Either way, we found it. Cool beans. No biggie. We got it. Hold on. Let's go back. Come on. All right. I just want to open up in a new window. That way we can keep this search bar open and we can continue to have a conversation. All right. So let's take a look at this particular opportunity. RFI Student Outreach, Admissions and Career Transition Services at the various Job Corps centers. How many people know what Job Corps is? I do. I have friends that went to Job Corps. Actually, one of my most successful friends went to Job Corps. All right. Job Corps Recruitment Services. So this is a publication, RFI, by the U.S. State Department of Agriculture, Forest Services, Job Corps National Office. Let's see. They want to conduct market research, planning purposes only. Don't be discouraged by that. Don't be discouraged because the government says they will not reimburse you for costs in preparing the RFI. Don't be discouraged by that. Remember, what we want to do is we want to get our companies in front of government buyers. This is how you get in front of government buyers. So don't let them discourage you by telling you this foolishness. All right. They manage 24 of the 121 Job Corps centers under an interagency agreement. Did you know that the U.S. Department of Agriculture manages Job Corps centers? Probably not. I didn't know it. All right. And they provide a vocation and transition and on-hand training for 30 vocational trades. What are they asking for? They have a requirement for a potential blanket purchase agreement. Do you know what a potential blanket agreement is? That means it's like they put a whole bunch of money in a pot and you're on a contract, and then as they need your services, they pull from that money. That's blanket purchase agreement. Simplified way of describing it. All right. They want outreach and admission services and career transition services. Sounds like something that someone from a university or a college or a community college is probably have a lot of experience with. The BPA would be a multi-year structured by Job Corps with regions, phased-in approach for 5 regions: San Francisco, Dallas, Chicago, Atlanta, Philadelphia. They want you to put your organization's name, contact name, title, phone, email, URL, business classification, economic status, description of your organization's business, brief statement addressing experience of similar nature, feedback of the acquisition strategy to be considered. And that's it. That's it. Super easy. Super easy. Nothing complicated. This is easy stuff. This is easy stuff. Questions, comments, concerns? Let me go to the chat. Let me jump in the chat. Oh, Queen Lee says, do the fire extinguisher one. All right, good stuff. Has a due date passed on this opportunity? Gilbert wants to know. Let's see, Gilbert. Let's go over here and see. When is this one? This was submitted. Published date, response date. All right, response date says November the 8th. Original response date. Oh, updated response date says October the 8th. So that one's overdue. Here it is. Sorry, right there. Ouch. There you go. Companies who wish to RFI submit electronically no later than 3 p.m. October the 8th. There you are. All right. Good stuff. Now, let's see. Go back to the chat. What are we seeing here? Wholesale through other vendors. All right. This is for IT equipment and any other accountable equipment. JB. Yes, I saw food. You're a reseller, wholesaler. Good. All right. I'm here. Judy, I see you. Let's see. Yes, network, chat, communicate. 71 people on this chat line. Make sure. Okay, you're just joining us right now. Let us know your industry, your city, your state. There's 70 people on here. We have our own networking group happening right now on Friday afternoon. When I spoke this morning and I spoke at a Matchmaker event in Massachusetts, and I said there's almost 7 million people in the state of Massachusetts, 570,000 businesses, 170,000 businesses with 1 or more employees, and 90 people on a Matchmaker event. And you're complaining. Don't complain. Use it as your opportunity to say, guess what? I don't care. All these other people are not here. That's perfect because I'm here. That's why I'm going to be the ones blessed with the opportunities because you're here. So again, let's like and support us, please, as always, because again, this is my time. I do respect and value my time. But I definitely let us know who you are, the industry, your city or state, so that you can communicate and talk with other people on the chat. And also, when we're going through these opportunities here in Excel, if there's anything that you like, we can go through and pull down specific examples. So let's go back to the Excel sheet. over here. And you said do the fire extinguisher one? Let me see. Where's the fire extinguisher one? I see custodial services, HVAC, DD service. Which one was fire extinguishers? I'm going back. I don't see it. If you have a number, drop it in there. Let me know which one it was. All right, let's go through this. Recruiting, leasing, solid waste management, East Japan, corporate business information system. That's asset tracking system, pump maintenance services. Let's see, driver's physical, specialty bed rentals for the VA hospital. If there are people in here that sell medical equipment, specialty bed rentals, that's medical equipment. Request for information, electronically verifiable COVID-19 test and vaccine, proof for CDC staff. The CDC staff, CDC is asking for verifiable COVID-19 tests. Someone mentioned that they want to get into COVID-19. They're still asking for tests. This was issued. This literally came out, look, October the 5th. It was out September 29th. So even a few months ago, the CDC was still asking for verifiable COVID tests. Imagine that. Underwater body, source of sod, service contracts, stand furnace, oil water separators, let's see. Single phase design build, ceremony audio visual, lessors of non-residential office space for lease. Wing joint C-130. Somebody said earlier we had some people in here that were in the aviation space, aeronautics, aviation. This sounds like something that you can buy and resell to the government. By the way, most of these things, look, duct bleed, duct assembly, DLA, big time. If you want to sell products and parts, DLA is the way to go. Hold on. So we could pull that one down if you want to look at it. Amphibious assault safety craft. Oof, that sounds pretty cool. Nitric oxide therapy. We had some physical therapists before in the chat. Source cancer and clinical registry services. Registry services. That doesn't sound really hard. EEO and diversity program support services. Raina, is that something that you can do? Raina, we talk about program management. Rainer Wells, is that something that you can do? Program support services. This sounds like my girl Rainer here, right here. This sounds like you, Rainer. I'm dropping this one in the chat for you. Take a look at it. See if that makes sense. All right, follow along with me. If there's anything in here, please stop me, okay? Stop me. I want to pull down some real results. I want to go through and do a real example with someone. Let's bless someone this Friday afternoon. I want to go through and do something for real. Okay, wait, non-extinguisher fire application part. Is that what you were talking about? Is that the fire extinguisher thing? Is my aviation people still on here? Wit, I know you were in the aviation. Are you still on? Do we need to pull up that aviation one? Polar satellite system, contaminants testing. We had some people that actually did hazardous materials testing. This is awesome. If you do hazardous materials testing, this is in the Great Lakes. Instrument support services. Furnished housing capability for task force at Holloman Air Force Base personnel. All right. I don't know where Holloman's Air Force Base personnel is, but I'm sure someone else down here. Shower chairs. Again, if you're into medical equipment, reselling, shower chairs, hospital beds. We've seen two things already on here. Tube bleed. This is another product for DLA. Target seaborne vessel. That seems like it's out of our leagues. Shrink wrap roof repair. All right, roofers. We can find out where this particular opportunity is. R&D support services. Waste management RFI. Anybody? Let me go back to the chat. Elevator maintenance. I guarantee you, my student Ash is all over that elevator maintenance repair contract, right, Rafa? I bet you Ash is all over it. Gilbert, what's the number for the COVID testing? Logistics, my main focus. I've scored in work before. Good job, Bo. Do you have a program on Unison and Marketplace? I do not have a program on Unison Marketplace. We do talk about DIPS and DLA. I don't, and the reason why I don't have a program on Unison Marketplace because it's really just a bid board system that you bid your items to. So really, I don't think that I need to teach it because I can talk about, like I talk to people about Unison, but I don't teach it. One is because it's for me, it's Unison is great for you to get some wins and to feel like you've got momentum, but it's not a great way to build a long term sustainable business model. And so for me, that's why I don't really preach or teach Unison because I'm kind of biased, to say the least. All right. Welcome, welcome, welcome. When are you coming to New York? Either the city or the suburbs? Yes, Judy, I have some people in New York. I need to get out there. But isn't New York still shut down? I understand. All right. COVID testing. The number for the COVID testing. Let me go back over here for COVID testing. Which one was that one? The COVID testing one was. Did I grab it? Dun, 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 dun. COVID testing. Where is it at? Let me search it. CDC. Not that CDC. Another CDC. Not that CDC. Another CDC. All right, here it is. Found it. Again, that's why we do. All right, COVID testing coming your way. Boom. All right, what else? All right. So again, people asking me for specific things. This is not how you find specific things. This is how you. This is what's put out on a week by week basis. This is not how you search for specific items. Just for clarification purposes. So what we're looking at are the opportunities that were put out in this 1 week period of time. That was last week. So again, if you're looking for something very specific, those are searches that you can set up. And you can set those searches up in SAM.gov. So again, if you go here in SAM.gov and you can set up searches to look at very specific items. The problem is that because when we're looking at here on Excel, as you can see, there's not a lot of consistency for how they put this information in. So the searches, sometimes if you put in just a generic search and you don't do a manual search, they may be filtering out opportunities because they're not, there's really, and again, I know GSA is working on it. They're improving with each passing quarter, but they have not perfected this particular system. And so there are essentially quirks to it, right? And if you don't look manually, like that where we're looking, then you could potentially miss out on something because it's mislabeled, or like the whole 09 thing that I saw versus the 909. Things like that happen. So we're not searching for like trucks or trucking. We're looking at all of the opportunities that came out, and then within those opportunities, we're looking to see if anything fits our needs. So again, as we're looking, I will look to see if there's any cars or trucks or anything like that in here, but we're not specifically searching for that, if that makes sense. Thank you. So let's go back. I sent you the COVID one. I didn't see the fire extinguishers one. I lost that. What else do we have in here? Furnished housing, refuse collection, shrink wrap roof repair, R&D, technical support services, R5s, property books, R5 research, mine roller supply. Ooh, Catholic priest. Anybody want to do this? Catholic priest? Anybody want to do that? I'll happily send it to you. Dredging support, communication training center support services. That's IT. A lot of people talk about IT support, help desk. That's what it sounds like to me. Communication training center support services. Sounds like help desk support. Annual pharmacy inventory. 5-year contract, Wilmington, Virginia Medical Center. Again, I know people are in there that provide these type of services. Catering contract. Catering. Hello, minority people. Hello, disenfranchised people. I know we got some aunties and cousins in them that know how to do catering. This is a catering contract. One of my students is successful at providing these types of catering services down at the border to refugees. Catering contract. Come on. I'm just, it just surprises me how, let's see. Office space in Homewood, Alabama. Aircraft ship integration services. It just surprises me how so few of you out there claiming that you want to get into this space in this industry, you're not doing these things. These are the things. This is what it takes. And again, if you're coming on late, I'm sorry, but I led the conversation off with a contract that I'm working on today, and I did these activities back in 2018, 2019 to get me to the $10 million that I've since done with Department of Interior, National Park Services. And so again, it starts here, right here, today, and so now we're in 2021, which is the fiscal 2022. But you start doing this now in 2023, 2024, you'll be on the other side of the coin bragging about you had $10 million in contracts as well. But it starts here, right now, doing these things, monitoring this, checking it week by week. Replace HVAC and roofs at gym and dorm buildings. Degree leadership reviews. Let's see. Medical grade, liquid oxygen, bulk oxygen. Anything else? Anything else? I'm going to go back to the chat in a minute. Give me a second. Noun, extinguisher, fire application. I'm going to look this up. This is twice I've seen this thing. Shredding services. I remember my buddy, we went after a bid for some shredding services before. We looked at shredding services. IDIQ, design build. Crane, Indiana, area of responsibility. Design build, DBB, design build, design bid build. Breaking Bread, Catholic Missales. I don't know what that is. Seeking sources available for $1,600 each of the Breaking Bread with daily mass propers 2021 addition to covered November 2021 2022. Sounds like you're delivering 1,600 pieces of Breaking Bread to this place. Ooh, hold on. I love this because I always ask for something really great at the end. This says, alternative ways to provide reentry assistance to federal offenders who are nearing release in Hawaii. We're going with that one first. Let's go over here and let's look at federal offenders. But, before that, let me go to the chat and see what you are talking about. My man Gilbert, thank you for the love. I appreciate the $25, sir. Appreciate you. Definitely. All are welcome with proof of negative COVID test. No, New York is not shut down. We're doing what else is doing, trying to revive business and go back to normal. Okay, cool. Well, Judy, that's fine. I've actually been vaccinated. Did you guys? How many? I know y'all probably saw Dave Chappelle's special. We'll talk about it, but you can put your comments in there. But yeah, I actually, when Dave Chappelle said the Johnson & Johnson, that was me. But hey, it was early on in the process, and we didn't know any better. But so I am I guess kind of vaccinated. If you call J&J a full vaccination, I did do that one. If it's any compilation, we can only do a portion requirement. Michael Ford says, if we can only do a portion of the requirement, should we respond to just the part we could do, or should we find partners to do all the project? So Michael, I would look at what they're asking for. That's a very good question, by the way. I would look at what they're asking for, and based on what they're asking for, what I would do is, if they're stating, right, like if they give you the option that says, tell us what you can do, then it sounds like to me, then you could respond in that manner. So for example, I've had sources sought notices that, okay, here, let me pull this up on the screen. So this one on the screen that says the student outreach services at various locations, when you actually look at it and read it, you sometimes the government puts out zones, right, or territories, or AOR, area of responsibility. You could state that, hey, I can cover these 2 states, but not these other 3 states. So that's definitely doable, and that's part of what they ask for in the response, to see, because they don't know. They truly are trying to do their market research and due diligence to find out if, in fact, small businesses can do this stuff. So what they ask for is they say, okay, well, tell us what you can do. And so we have like something right now that we're looking at for the electric vehicle charging stations that's out, and it's 5 or 6 zones, and they're $500 million each. And right, there's just not really a lot of small businesses that can do $500 million and cover these territories. It just doesn't make sense. So they ask us to give their feedback, and so in your feedback, Michael, I would write that, hey, this type of services are special, like they are dedicated for more localized type of workers, and typically small businesses don't travel across states, or they travel past these geographical areas. So you have the chance to write all of that in your response, and that's what I would do. Now, if it says that you have to have this, you have to have that, then that's when I would go ahead and look for partners. So and we actually, interesting enough, Michael, I'll tell you a trick. When we go through one of these examples, I'm going to show you something on how to do it. All right. Let's see. Faison Butts, I did 1 million in business this year with Unison. Good job, Faison. No, look, that's great. There you go. Faison said he did a Faison. I don't know if it's he or she. I'm assuming it's a he. Says he did $1 million this year with Unison, and he'd love to share it. So, again, if they want to share and connect with Faison, that'd be great. Hold on. All right. Let's see. Unison's hard to use. Shredding seems so easy. Shredding. The reason why I like shredding contracts, Gilbert, is because shredding is repeat business. And with shredding contracts, I'm pretty sure that if you deliver and you perform, then they're going to give you more work, and they're not going to put those shredding contracts out again. So, all right, I got Tashina, another Notary Public. We're gonna pull out notary contracts. I might have to just do a video on notary contracts, just a separate video, just because everyone wants notary contracts. Bridget says JJ counts as fully vaccinated. All right, thank you. All right, Bridget, good. Bo says I got JJ also. Coco was my saving. I worked for a company that did Unison, so I knew it before I entered. Good job, Faison. No, that's great. Listen, send us an email, Faison, and if you want to come on and talk about Unison to people, I'd be happy to bring in a show to talk about Unison. So send us an email. Let me drop my email in the chat. And if you want to come on, Faison, and talk about Unison and your success on Unison, and you want to share it, I don't have a problem with that. I'll bring in the show and let you talk about Unison. It's just not something that I do because, again, there's so much more stuff out here. And by the way, I think doing $1 million in Unison is remarkable and incredible, and people would love to do that. But it is like you're constantly bidding, you're constantly chasing work. And my buddy who does Dibs is the same way. He did 94 actions and $1 million on Dibs DLA system, but he's got a whole team and they're chasing work like this. Whereas we do 10, 12, 14 million, and we get phone calls like, hey, we got another project. Hey, we got another job. Hey, we got this project. Hey, so I can be here with you on YouTube spending hours and not worried about it because they call us with negotiated projects. So that's just the difference. There's no right or wrong. Again, my earlier videos, we talk about Unison all the time. I think it's a great way for people who starting out to start like literally, like Whit said, it's tiring. If you're starting out and you want to get some early wins and successes, great, good stuff. So let's go into, I want to pull this one up, the one that we're talking about, because I this one for the offenders. So let's pull that up. Faison said, I learned a lot from your videos, to be honest. Would love to connect and share my experience. Good stuff. Perfect. So I definitely, I sent it in there. I dropped my name in the chat. But I'm really excited. I want to hear about this reentry thing because there are some guys out there in the trucking space that this is what they do. They hire offenders, and I would really love to see what the government's talking about. And really, also, I want to go through this. Yes, Bo, I agree with you. Dave's the GOAT. And it's funny how he's controversial, but it is what it is. But I think that in some ways, you really do have to, almost, I think every person who's of any type of success, they are controversial in some kind of ways. Because if you're not polarizing and offending someone, then you're really not really moving anyone. So unfortunately, it just comes with the territory. So, all right, alternative ways to provide reentry assistance to federal offenders. Hit the like button. All the people in here, 73 people watching. Is there a link for dibs? Gilbert, I don't have a link for dibs, but Gilbert, if I'm not mistaken, aren't you in one of our programs? Jimmy, yes, we do have a course on the screen where you see below my name, govconeric.com/join. That will take you to the courses that we have. Right now, actually, up until November the 1st, we have our 2.0 bundle that we're going to be discontinuing. And so you still have the chance to get into our 2.0 bundle up until November the 1st. And that's for my man Jimmel there. Now, that's for a paid program. If you want a free course, we actually do also have a free course. But I will tell you this, it's not a lot of stuff that you're learning already here. And by the way, I love my free course. It's called freegovconcourse.com. I just put it in the chat. It's a great program. But if you want to get to more of the advanced techniques and you want to start you're ready to do business with the government, then you want to go into the 2.0 bundle. So that's the answer, my man Jimno 1's question. So let's jump into this alternative ways to provide reentry assistance to federal offenders. And my notary people, I did not forget you. We're going to go ahead and do that. How many records did I download? Queen Lee. I downloaded 202 records. That's what I had at the time. So, all right. Let's see. Dun, dun, dun. Oh, alternative ways to provide reentry assistance to federal offenders who are nearing release in Hawaii. I think this is so fascinating. How can we not think that this is fascinating? All right. You're welcome. All right. RFI. Let's see. All right. Keep notice for the dates. Responses to RFI shall be emailed in PDF format no later than 2 p.m. October the 11th. All right. So again, that's why the title. This stuff is going. Lost bid opportunities. It's okay because every week there's going to be more opportunities. So don't fret on the ones that you missed out on. Learn from this. Use this time to learn experience. Patrice says, I don't have an action button. I don't know what that means. Patrice Wilson. All right, so let me go ahead and download this, and we're going to pull this stuff up. Let me download these documents. We're going to go through this. Are you having fun? I try to make government contracting, which typically, it's so funny because every time I'm on any of these courses that I'm teaching, like to other groups, they actually call me in to bring the energy because you already know how it is. Most people teaching this stuff, it's just boring. It's like, oh, really? They talk about the FAR and the legal stuff and not really how to make money. So let's talk about, hold on. All right, so remember, we started off, we already looked at this one. We looked at this one. All right, so we're looking here at alternative ways to provide reentry assistance to federal offenders who are nearing release. All right, so that's what we're looking at. And I pulled down this RFI. This is a draft of the statement of work. It's 145 pages. Ooh, we're not gonna go through that today because I got my notary people hanging around waiting for me. So we're not gonna go through 145 pages today. No. Let's go in RFI. Alternative ways to provide reentry services. Okay, this is 6 pages. I could deal with 6 pages. All right. Let's go through 6 pages. Attaches your draft work of release statement of work. Our FDC Honolulu is comprised of 2 buildings, 12-story high main tower, 2-story administration base, and a 1-story. Within a 12-story high-rise, the 3rd, 4th, and 5th, 6th floors are each 2-story housing units separated by unit team offices. Okay. Contractor shall provide all the necessary equipment and supplies for contract performance with the exception of designated government furnished property. Faith-based and community-based organizations can submit offers equally with other organizations for contracts in which they are eligible. What is the feasibility of this alternative? What concerns or issues do you have regarding the scope of work? Any additional information that you'd like for us to know? Provide your experience on operating a work release program. So it looks like to me they're asking you to help them shape these requirements. So, which is actually, it's not a bad thing. I don't think this is a bad thing. Please indicate your desire availability to attend an industry day site visit. So y'all gonna have to go to that prison. So like, look, somebody gonna have to go to the prison. Whether it's you or your cousin Ray and them, somebody, you're gonna have to send somebody from your office to that prison. So if you got a felony, if you got child support outstanding, you got a record, don't go. I'm just telling you right now, don't go. Don't go, because I don't want them to keep you. What should you include in response? Do submit comments that address the government's requirements, assumptions, contemplated approaches. Do submit information and suggestions that may encourage new, different, innovative approaches that result in direct cost savings to the government. Do not include in your responses proposals, white papers, brochures, marketing materials. Do not submit requests to be considered for award or news photos. Do not submit requests to be added to a mailing distribution list. Look, y'all laughing. I have seen people arrested at these places. I know it sounds silly. I know you'd be like, there's no way somebody would do that. Yes way. Somebody has did it. They've done it. And I've been a witness to it. And if you get arrested at a federal facility, can't nobody help you. Nobody. I don't even look. Nobody can help you because, again, it's federal, right? So there's no police jurisdiction over there. It's federal facility. Don't do it. Do not respond by telephone. I already have one. I have one already in there. Inside man, laugh out loud. All right, good, Bo. Do not submit requests to be added to a mailing list or distribution list. Do not submit questions or comments. Why do y'all think that they put this on here? Because you do it. Because you do it. Yeah, you, all 68 people watching, y'all the ones do this stuff. Y'all be like, can I be on your mailing list? Can send me a question about this something else? I want to work at that place. Hey, can I call you? No, the people say don't call them. Don't call the people. The people say don't call them. Don't call them. You know how many people get in my class and say, Eric, can I call them? The thing says don't call. No. Be respectful and courteous of the people's time. They're giving an opportunity to present your case in front of their organization. Just follow the instructions, folks. Don't think you're going to be slick or you're smarter than an average person. The government puts out thousands, tens of thousands of things, solicitations every single year. You're not smarter than them. Trust me. They see everything that you're doing. They've seen it before. All right. Judy, you want me to send my look? Oh, yeah, have Bo send you his cousin information because my cousin is the one that get me in trouble all the time. If y'all was on my thing, y'all know my cousin. I got a cousin with the same name, Eric Coffey. Every time I'm out of state at a base, I get stopped for cocaine possession that I didn't do because of my cousin. Same last name as me. Same first and last name, same spelling. Just different initials and different age. All right, work release program. Here's some questions that they ask about the program. All right, you get it. This is pretty boring. I'm going to get off of this. This is pretty boring. I'm not going to talk about this anymore. But you get the gist. I wanted to go through an actual example of something, and I couldn't find it, so I didn't like that. Let me let's go back over to this screen. I gotta find something. I want to go through and respond to one of these things. That work release one was just too boring. How about the Catholic priest? Y'all want to respond to the Catholic priest? You know what? Why not? We can have some fun today. Brandon, are you on? Should we do the Catholic priest one? I think we should do Catholic priest. I'm going to do it for Michael Ford because I know that name. Michael Ford. This for you. It's funny. See, we can do government contract and laugh too. Catholic priest slot. Oh, sorry. I didn't switch back windows. All right, here you go. Catholic priest slot. Afut Air Force Base. Where is Afut Air Force Base? Does anybody know what an Air Force Base is? It says NE. Do y'all know what I said? Oh, Nebraska. All right, see? I see that so rare. I was like, NE. I thought New England, but I know it didn't make sense because that's not a state. All right, Nebraska is looking for a Catholic priest. let's pull this down and let's see the requirements for Michael Ford. I'm picking on you today, Michael. Just I gotta pick on somebody. Let's see. Michael Ford wants to respond to this Catholic priest position. Not that he's gonna be the priest, but he's gonna go out and find a priest, and then he's gonna sell that priest's services to the government. The contract shall provide Roman Catholic priest services to this particular base community in lieu of an active duty chaplain priest. So you're going to provide a priest services. You're going to provide required sacramental ministry, needs of Catholic airmen and their facilities, may adjust to meet these requirements, 7:30 to 4:30. You're required to give the wing chaplain 2-week notice of any period of absence. A substitute may be equal of greater capability than the contractor. The priest shall do all this direction work. Now, I know that some people don't realize this is actually this is a serious matter. And I'll tell you why. Because this is, and so you know what's going on with the whole situation, the jobs and people walking out on jobs and all, the billionaires becoming richer and all this kind of stuff. What's interesting is that, do you think that a Catholic priest is going to be on SAM looking for a job or looking for a side hustle? So this does create opportunities for people who understand how to navigate this system to be able to go out and find a priest and then sell their services to the government and use them to qualify and say, hey, I have 2 or 3 Catholic priests. It's no different than subbing out janitorial or subbing out any other type of services. So again, if you go out and you build your network of Catholic priests, then you could ultimately provide staffing services of Catholic priests to the government. Does that make sense? Or am I just a crazy person? Does that make sense? Michael's buying his outfit. Whit said I can play Catholic priest. Okay, Auckland says IDIQ roofing. Yeah, Yvette's like, no, that don't make sense. But it's just, ultimately it's a staffing contract if you look at it from that standpoint. But again, a Catholic priest is not looking on here, and people that provide these type of services are not looking on these databases for opportunities. So people like us can actually go in and find these persons, provide it to the government. Look, some of the most successful people I know are IT companies. They don't do IT. You know how many IT companies that I know that don't do IT? Have you ever heard of someone says, I'm in IT, but I'm not a techie? Have you ever heard that before? They are providing IT staff to the government. So you don't have to know about IT to provide IT personnel to the government. Like someone said in the chat, you could go on LinkedIn, or you could go on Indeed, or you could put out job postings for people who have these skills, who have this background, and then have that person, right? You staff them to the government. It's no different. Yes, it's a Catholic priest, and it's a little bit funnier than an IT help desk person, but it's the same thing ultimately. And one of my podcast guests, Mama Yu, she does exactly that. And again, Raina, who was on here earlier, when you talk about procurement activity, it's like providing staffing services. So I want people to understand and look at it differently. Yes, it is a Catholic priest, but also I want you to look at it and say to yourself, wait, that's just staffing. And when you start to see it in that manner, then you realize, okay, there is an opportunity for me to go out here to communicate with some folks and say, hey, because again, a Catholic priest is a Catholic priest. So why would it doesn't matter I would think, it doesn't matter if that particular person is in that area and they're already there, if they could spend some, whatever windows they want. If it's nothing wrong to say, hey, I'm looking at an opportunity online and they're requiring for a Catholic priest. Is it something that you'd be interested in doing? Can't hurt. Can't hurt. So I definitely want to share that in here. Lisa, I don't want to appear as a pimp. I understand. And again, look, maybe the Catholic priest one is not for you. But there is other staffing projects out here that are for you. Someone said they want to go over that IDIQ for roofing. Let's look at that IDIQ for roofing. And then we're going to close out with our notary people because I've been on for about an hour and a half now right now. So thank you on here. Anyways. Hold on. Okay. All right. So let me go on here. Let's pull up this roofing one. Go back to here, and we're gonna do the roofing one IDIQ, and then we'll close out with our notary service people. Let's look at IDIQ. By the way, even if you can't afford our programs, we do have a membership site on YouTube that you can sign up for the membership site. And we have a lot of the information from our past members only videos are on the membership sites. We've got 2018 and 2019 members only videos from our Tuesday calls and our membership site. And you can sign up for like $5 a month. So on YouTube, you can click the little button down there and sign up for our membership site to join. I see an IDIQ. I don't see roofing. Queen Lee. Oh, wait. Weapon systems? Somebody said weapon systems? F-15 Saudi Arabia weapon system. The person who said the weapon system, you want to look at that? Anybody want to look at that one? I'm looking for your roofing one, Yvette. I see replace HVAC and roofs at a gym. Is that the one you're talking about? Let's see. The roof repair? Is that the one you're talking about? Thanks, Charles. Hey, thanks, Charles, for joining us today, brother. How quickly I can't stop laughing. Hey, Eric, I have a mobile diagnosis center. No, no worries, Julie. It's okay. Look, I understand. Yeah. Yeah, look, I put out a lot of free content, and trust me, I promise you, like even in our members only videos, you're gonna get 2018 and 2019, which is another like 23 videos, another 33 hours of content for $5 a month. All right, it's there. Which one? W9143. Justin, yes, you can use this method to find businesses in different areas to fulfill the contracts. Yes, you can. Garcia. Hey, Eric, I've got a mobile diagnostic ultrasound company here in Miami, but I've been struggling through to find opportunities in my particular field. So what we're going to do, Garcia, today, we're not going to talk about that, but we will. You know what? When I talk about this notary one, I'll show you guys a real quick example at the end. So let's go through. Let me look up this roofing one. See, you see how the light went away? You guys see how it got darker? Everybody see that? See how quickly I got dark over here? My lights went away. Hold on. The sunlight went down. All right. So which one? Okay, we're gonna do the roofing. We're gonna do roofing. Okay, and then we're gonna do notary. And when we do the notary, I'm gonna show my man Garcia because he's in Miami, and I'm from Miami. My whole family's down in Miami, so we're gonna look at his stuff. So, all right. All right. So let's go. Queen Lee says W9124M. You better be right. 1, 2. In fact, I don't see no W9124. I don't see it. You bet. I don't see it. Tiles IDIQ roofing. And it's on my sheet here. It's not on my sheet. Is this something that's on my document here that we're looking at? No. I don't see it. You're looking up something else. You're not looking at here on sources sought. You're looking at something that you want to look at, not what I'm looking at here in sources sought. All right, so we can't find it. The sun came back out, so I'm bright as hell, but we'll deal with that. All right, let's go over here, and I want to show. We'll do, yeah, exactly. I'm gonna do notary services because Yvette got me all combobulated over here. So let's go over here. We're gonna do notary services. So notary services. All right, NAICS code on your sheet. That don't count if it's on your sheet. We need it on my sheet. We're looking at sources sought. We're not looking at custom orders. Sources sought. Is it a sources sought in my Excel sheet? No. Is it a sources sought, Queen Lee? Is it a sources sought? Notary services NAICS code. Let's see. So that's the first thing that we do for notary services. All right. My notary services people, are you out here? My notary service people, are you out here? Yes, where my notary people at? Okay, I see Judy. Judy's on here. There was someone else that did notary services. All right, we've got it. Got it. Perfect. So, notary services. Bam, that's our next code. Judy. Sweet. Yes, yes, good. Okay, good. All right, so now, notary services. FPDS. And again, by the way, this is only federal. It's only federal. Sort. All right. There were 87,000 actions of notary services that fell into this category. Now, what we have to find out is because under NAICS code, it also talks about processing and paralegal services, patent agent services. So notary is one of the 4 in here, right? So probably all of that is not notary public services. Does that make sense? So now let's do this. Let's see if they have a respective PSC code for you. Because what happens is this document doesn't look searchable. Judy says it's more paralegal, and you're right. That's why we want to get down. You don't have a PSC code for notary? Interesting. I've never seen that before where you didn't have a PSC code. Judy, when you get into like something that has a general, then we go into the PSC code. Is the next thing that we go to is a PSC code. So when you get to general, we go to PSC code. Sorry, I switched back over. But I don't see a PSC code for notary services. What's 5621? What is that? Justin, if you're enrolled in 2.0 until November 25th, no, there's not a replace. Well, yes, we're gonna be. So everyone, we're not replacing 2.0. We're gonna be upgrading to the 3.0, which is more content, more streamlined content. We're expanding on the existing content that we have. So, like for example, if you're in 2.0 right now, the course. If you're in 2.0 now, what we're doing this particular year is we're bringing in speakers every month. So I sent out a list of speakers. We're bringing in at least at a minimum 1 guest lecturer per month with the program. So in addition to the course, you're going to get speakers every month. And then we're going to bring back in some of our student alumni in between as well to come in and share their experiences. So we're gonna have, and I have that list here. I have to find it, but we're bringing in speakers every month, and then we're also taking in, and we've been adding content. Excuse me. So if you look at under the target market list section of the course, we just added 3 new videos that talks about capture management, business development. We clarified some other points. We went ahead and brought in, for example, items discussing the FAR and negotiation, which we didn't have in there before. So we're adding content. I have a lot of offline content that we're putting in there, and we're bringing in additional speakers. So no, it's not going away. We're just stopping the enrollment from new people coming into the 2.0 program because I'm discontinuing it. So so now that I just want to focus mainly on building the 3.0 out. So I'm stopping the enrollment this month. That's what's happening. All right. So going back to my notary services, I don't know what that code is that you gave me. Hold on. What is that code? Security System Services? What is that? All right. I don't know what that code is. All right. So what I would say, Judy, here, interesting enough, I agree with you. Notary Public, Notary Public, Notary Public, Notary Public. So what we have to do is it's interesting because I've never seen where we don't have a PSC code. That corresponds to this. That's very weird. I've never seen that. Usually when you have this situation, there's a corresponding PSC code, and then you can narrow it down by PSC codes. This is a good challenge. I like it. Bum, bum, bum. Okay. Oh, Office of Notaries. Yeah. We can try it. All right, hold on. Let's look at, hold on. Okay. We've got a SIC code. All right. 7389. All right. 7389. All right. Let's see. Let's go back. All right. This looks like what you're looking for. I want to make sure, though, before I give you the information. Because PSC stands for product service. Thanks, Whit Gray. Appreciate you. Why is this not pulling up? SIC 7389. By the way, PSC stands for product service. SIC stands for service. Where are we at? SIC code. Business services not elsewhere classified. What the heck? Y'all gave me a challenge today. I love it. That's why I saved you for the end. Business services not classified. Judy, I like this. This is a good challenge. I'm going to have to do some digging around for this one. Doesn't seem like I'm going to be able to pull this off. I wonder why they keep giving me 7389 code. Yep, I see Office of Notaries. All right, let's try 541120. Yeah, but Office of Notaries, they're not necessarily buying notary services. Um, just because they're called the Office of Notaries, that doesn't mean they're buying notary services. Program management support, but someone else talked about program man. Yeah, they're buying all kind of stuff. It's just that's just the office name. So, yeah, this is interesting. That one looks like a challenge. I mean, again, I did not think that they bought at the federal level anyways. I was thinking more of a state and local thing. But what I'll do is I'll dig around on that one, and we'll make a video on notary services because I've never I've never experienced it. I would think that there would be either a SIC code or a PSC code for it, but I didn't see it. So interesting enough. All right, what else? Sorry, Judy. I tried to help. What great, Eric. Let's see. Do you have a place for members to connect and look at bids together? So Whit, we do. We have we have breakout sessions, and on the breakout sessions, the people who are in the respective industries, they get together and they form their own groups, and then they go after projects together. So on the Tuesday calls, if you're in a breakout session, you can then work with other people in those breakout sessions and go after opportunities. It's not something that I've officially how do you say? I don't facilitate those interactions other than when we have our breakout sessions once a month. When then you get to know who's in your industry, and then you can then decide to work with that person. Again, remember, all of this is who likes who and all this kind of stuff, and I don't want to get in the mix of that. So for you guys, I allow it to happen naturally. I encourage it, but I don't want to be in the middle of someone saying, "Well, Eric, I was working with this guy, and he did this and he did that." That's just kind of not my place. So, all right, yes, but thank you, everyone for joining. Yes, Julie, that is the closest thing. Now, again, the FPDS stuff was not wrong, but like you said, this particular code that we looked at first on here, we looked at the first codes. It gives you more than just what you were looking for. So it gives you, like you said, it gives you paralegal services, and we'd have to get down to, and again, we could spend that time on this, but I'd rather actually set up for another day and go through. And then that way, the whole video content is based on just using this particular search engine to find opportunities. And then that way, other people get the benefit of looking at their other codes as well. So because this video is specifically on sources sought, that's why we didn't want to go deeper in that. But I do believe that code will get you to your opportunities. You just got to filter through a lot of the stuff. Remember this, the way that I see this stuff, all right? Remember, the way I see it is different than most people. You want it hard. Judy, if it's easy, anyone can do it. If it's easy, anyone can do it. You want it hard. If it's harder and you've got to dig through and do some more data mining, then guess what? When you get there, you're going to be one of very few people, notaries, that got to that level. So it's actually better that this is hard. I know it may sound like some fluffy answer, but really, if you go back to some of my videos and some of my content, my mentors told me that. Even when it came down to buying real estate, they go, Eric, right? And they always say this, right? They say when the market is foolish, then that's when you have to be strong, and when everybody is strong, then you could be foolish, or so. It's the thing about it. I always tell people that because people they think that this is supposed to be easy. If it's easy for you, it's easy for everybody else, and I've learned that, which is why I don't mind eating turd sandwiches. And if you just coming on now and you're one of the 74 people watching now, we talked about you have to eat a couple turd sandwiches here and there. So, and we had people earlier in the chat put the little poop symbol if you ever ate a turd sandwich. I've eaten my share of turd sandwiches. I continue to eat turd sandwiches, but that's how you learn. That's how you grow. That's how you experience enormous success. Because I'm in the arena. You have to get in the arena. Even if I was a notary and I saw this list, 87,000 people, we would then take this list, filter it into Excel, put it into a pivot table, and then we could start crunching and seeing who are the people we should be talking to and narrow it down. It's still worth the effort, just not in today's video because that's not today's topic. So I thought it was something easier that I could pull down really quick and show you, but it wasn't that easy. So listen, keep this in mind for the weekend. Eat a couple turret sandwiches. It happens to the best of us. Again, I'm 2007, so what? I'm 14 years in the game, and I still eat my share of sandwiches. Look, put some mayo, mustard on it, whatever you like, lettuce, tomatoes, red onions, and make it do what it do. Get you a bottle of water, swallow fast. It's just like taking sometimes we take a bad shot. So, hey, thanks so much for joining us. Thank you so much, Whit, and all the other people that donated today. And again, like I said, if you can't join the courses, that's fine. We've got a free course, freegovconcourse.com. It's really for the basics, so that's for beginners, people who are just getting started. Any support that you give is great. We appreciate it. And also, if you still want more content than what we have on the YouTube channel, like I said, we do have my man Garcia. Yes, I remember you. But like I said, we'll save that particular for another lesson. So let's save it for another day because we've already kind of been on here for an hour and a half right now. So, but listen, again, going back to what I was saying, if you need or you want additional content, we do have a members only site on YouTube that we put all of our Q&A sessions from our Tuesday calls from 2018, 2019. We put all of those onto our members only section on YouTube. So there you'll find another 23 plus videos, and they're about an hour and a half long, and they're questions and answers. So it's different than just me teaching. It's other students who are where you're at. Some of them are today my alumni. They're actually answering questions. And so they're asking questions directly to me, and I'm answering those questions. And so we've cultivated all that information. We put it on the members only site on YouTube. So it's just there, just a thought, food for thought for some people out there. I know it's pricey for the course itself, but it's really worth it. And like any other investment, look, I'm doing things where I've got to make investments as well. And trust me, sometimes I cringe, and it doesn't get better. It doesn't get better. The problems don't go away with money, with finances. They're still there. It doesn't matter what level you're at. They stay with you. So you have to learn early on to kind of figure these things out. It's anybody in here, their family talks about tithing. Anybody about tithing? I'm kind of feel like I'm going on a rant, but I think it's a worthwhile rant. Anybody's family talks about tithing, and so what do they say? It's like, hey, when I make a lot of money, I'm going to give my 10%, right? Oh, when I make my first 10,000, I make 100,000, I'm give my 10%. What do they say? It's easier when the numbers are lower. So yeah, it's much easier to tithe when it's $1, 10 cents on a dollar, or it's $1 for $10. But when it gets to like 10,000 or 50,000, and you got to come off 10%, it's a different story. So same thing here. It doesn't change. The numbers just get bigger. It kind of stays with you. And it doesn't get easier just because it gets bigger. But it does, you do get the hang of it, and you build a team and they support you. And so it ended up working itself out. So I just kind of leaving with those thoughts. Yes, there's definitely ways you could talk to me on all there's clarity calls. We've got coaching sessions that you can buy. We've got the course you can buy. It comes with a free 15-minute call with me. And you can always call. If anyone needs to call our office, 786-277-0477. Oops, sorry. I'm typing in the wrong box. Sorry, hold on. That's our number to call us. We also have Clarity. Hold on the Clarity app. I don't think any of my assistant people are on here today. Here's the number for Clarity. Rochelle, I want you coming on next week with me. All right, Rochelle, I want you on next week to tell your stories. Rochelle's got a fantastic story. Phenomenal person. You can text us here. We answer the text chat. You can call Erica at the 786-477 number. If you want to send us an email, service at GovCon. That's right. We're always bringing the smoke. Yes, like they said, call, text, email. They respond. We do respond. I've got 5 people working for us, so we respond. We're all receiving the messages, so we respond. One of us is going to respond. So, we're coming next month. We're going to start offering capability statement reviews, certification assistance, SAM assistance. I went ahead and just gave in and said, you know what, we're going to help provide services where it's needed and stop sending people away to other folks who can only get you certifications but can't teach you how to actually win contracts. So again, I was always been the one teaching how to win contracts and other people making money on certifications. But we are going to have some more live chats coming up. Free, yes, you're going to be successful. We're going to have some more live chats coming up, and we're going to talk about certifications. We're going to talk about all this stuff. So we're going to have fun this year. Looking forward to it. It's going to be exciting. I'm excited. Maybe we'll have a GovCon Giants party. Erica told me I should have a boat party down here in South Florida. So maybe we'll have a boat party. I don't know. Get you guys out of some of your winter states. I know Ty's up there in the cold weather. My people up there, Queen Lee up there in New York. I know y'all want to come down here to Florida get some of the sun. I'm literally I walk like 15 minutes to the beach from my house. So, but I gotta wait till the sun comes down. But I will see the sunrise in the morning. It's gorgeous. I'll probably post some pictures on my IG and my social. So, hey, thanks for sticking in. Thanks for staying with us. I hope you enjoyed the session. Be good. Press the like button. Share it with all your friends. Tell them how great this was. Thank you, guys.